What's going on, race fans, racing gamers? Road Warrior back at it again. This is RFactor 2, and this is my review slash first impressions, because I just got this game like a week ago. And I've heard they've been doing some improvements on it, so I was going to test them out. RFactor, the original RFactor, I haven't played in forever, but there were some good mods on it. The racing engine itself is really good. Like, there are a lot of racing games built off this engine that are quite good. Assetto Corsa, Race 07, Race Room, all the Simbin tiles were off this engine, so it's not a bad engine. The main things RFactor 2 is known for are their tire model, how it flexes, and the dynamic road conditions, which, yes, you can tell in the game that they are quite nice. Also of note, most of the content is user generated, which I tend not to like because the quality varies so much. And you can really tell track to track how different the quality is, just in how difficult the AI is. 'Cause some tracks I ran 105 and whipped everybody. In other tracks, I'm in the low 90%. And the visuals too. Studio 397, they're upgrading the graphics to Direct 11, which is going to be nice because this game doesn't look that great right now. It's kind of cartoonish, but part of that is the content ISI produced. A lot of it was generic. Like, these cars are all generic cars, generic sponsorships, and they don't look terrible, but it is of note that I'm in a Ford and my taillights are Chevys, and the Toyota just passed the same taillights, and the fog lights are Chevys. It's gonna make it generic. 3 generic brands. You need to make their headlights and taillights different. Just the little things, and naturally, with all things RFactor 2, you could download different car skins for these. And basically, what I thought is this game is what you make of it. The race engine's good, the tire's good, the dynamic surface is good, some of the tracks are good and some of them aren't. This spotter drives me nuts. He does. And the AI drives me nuts. This is one of the better oval tracks. There's like a ramp up to the inside wall that just looks wrong. There's, as you go down the backstretch too, that grandstand is just wrong. The entries and exits off the corners, they're not. It's like NASCAR Heat beat them in some aspects of these tracks, which is kind of hard to say, to think about there. Yes, the graphics, some of the graphics and detail around these tracks is better, but not all of it. And there's so much in racing done off the peripherals. Like, yes, you're looking straight ahead and you're looking a far ways down the track when you drive, but you're picking up signals from your from the corners of the screen on where it, and what you're picking up from the corners of the screen is so important to how well you drive the car, that they need to be right. When you have iRacing laser scanning tracks and you run a track on that game, I'm just gonna throw a Lime Rock. You run Lime Rock in iRacing over and over again, and the sight lines and everything, and you come running this game and you can't do it. The first corner is completely wrong. It's supposed to be a trail brake corner, and it's not. And then you go down the bends to that right-hander up the hill, and all your peripherals are wrong. Like, they're all wrong. It just... I recognize there's a price difference between these two titles as far as content goes, but it's hard to enjoy something when you know how different it is in real life. Like, older games used a lot of your imagination to fill the gaps in. These newer games, I shouldn't have to use as much of my imagination given the technology. You can go run. Like, you can film yourself running a lap at a track in iRacing and then come try to recreate it. And I recognize you're not going to get the bumps all correct, but you should get closer than what some of these tracks are. And granted, it's user content. A lot of this is user content, and some of it's going to be really good and some of it's really bad. I think league racing in this game, league racing to me sounds fantastic in this game. Like, the race season starts, I'm probably going to see if I can find an oval league, see if I can have some fun. The AI doesn't seem to work around the oval that well. I had a really awesome race on a road course in these stock cars. But as far as the other type of cars, there's other games with licensed content and better tracks. It's the stock cars that have such a big, like, there's a market for a decent stock car game, which is why I think Studio 937 hit the stock car angle in December when they came out with this new patch. Like, they were gonna fix that up because there is room for a decent stock car. So, because NASCAR Heat is pretty arcade and iRacing is really expensive, and there's a lot of stuff that just isn't fun in iRacing, even though they have a lot going for them with laser scanning and the way they do their cars, the way they feel with the road takes a lot of the fun out. And RFactor 2 is really good with the road, but lacking in other areas. Like, the way the car meets with the road in RFactor 2 works really well. Compared to iRacing, it doesn't, but iRacing beats it in pretty much every other category. Which is a shame, being 10 years ago, RFactor and NASCAR 2003, they're pretty good competitors with each other, and RFactor 2 seems to be more with the hardcore community that can make the game what they want to make. And do it for, like, the price range for RFactor 2 compared to iRacing, RFactor 2 wins that easily. But You know what I'm saying. These cars wreck real funny. You see my spoiler's gone, but nothing in my car's dented up. And I let this play out. You'll see some more cartoonish going on. Right there, you see that tire? What is that? What is that? Cars aren't damaged, they're just popping tires off.
Inside. All clear.
I had damage turned up to 100% on this. I'm not going to do that again because that one little brush on the wall, it completely ruined the race. But time scale, weather, everything can be really good in this game. Find your league if you like this game or interested in this game.